based on everything that I know now, what I'd go back and tell the 12-year-old me is that it is okay, and in fact, it is important to actively consider the needs and wants of others around me, to pay less attention to how I look and how I wanted to portray myself, and pay more attention to those who were in my immediate environment.
Based on everything that I know from my research, the one thing that I would go back and tell myself when I was a child is that it's okay to have negative emotions. And in fact, it's important to have negative emotions. A lot of times we think about things like anxiety or sadness as bad, and yet they're really critical to the human experience and to navigating the world around us. And so I think as a child, when I felt anxious, I certainly had a natural tendency to try to avoid that. And yet I've learned a lot about how important it is to face our anxiety and to learn how to tolerate emotions that can feel distressing.
That I would go back and tell myself at age 14 is that you don't need to stress quite so much. There is a bright and very exciting future ahead of you, and make the most of pursuing a sense of balance and engagement with other people. I think growing up I was definitely tending to the anxious side of the spectrum, and this led me to work very hard, which is obviously a wonderful thing to spend time doing, but at the same time I think that my anxiety might have led me to over-focus on that. And so over, the next many years since that time, I've learned to really balance my time and energy and dilate my focus beyond just achievement to really, enjoying my life and forming connections.
Well, the time that I would go back to is absolutely middle school, which was the most challenging of times for me personally, and many people. I'm certainly not alone in that. And the one thing I would really want to go back and tell myself at that age is that I deserve the same kindness as all of my friends do, as my family does, as folks around me do, that I deserve patience, and messing up really isn't the end of the world. I know you're convinced it is, and you are so wrong. I really do wish I could communicate that to my former self.
I think it would be follow your curiosity and allow for new directions and things that you didn't plan for.
If I could go back and talk to my 8-year-old self in particular, I would say, Maria, you are incredible at math and science. You have absolutely no need to feel intimidated by these numbers. You know that you love them. You should absolutely pursue your interest and not try to hide it from anyone, and be unapologetically you in those pursuits.
One thing I would like to tell my adolescent self is that there are many, many outcomes that can lead to happiness and success, and going through the journey of figuring out which of those pathways and which of those outcomes is the best fit for me is part of the fun, is part of life. So it's not really important to worry about which path or which outcome. It's just important to be in the moment.